Coming up on State of Events, one candidate is stepping away from screens and back into the community, opening a campaign office focused on face-to-face connection.
And what was meant to be a night celebration turns into a security scare outside the White House Correspondents' Den.
Also, a major construction site near San Francisco State is slowing commutes and frustrating students across the city.
State of Events starts now.
Good afternoon and welcome to State of Events. I'm Jordan Sestena.
And I'm Alan Solero Leon. Today is Friday, May 1st, 2026. Starting off for today, as most campaigns focus online, one candidate in San Francisco is changing it up. Here's a closer look with our reporter, Jasmine Bond.
That's right. I had the opportunity to speak with 11th District congressional candidate Shoykat Chakrabarty, along with his team and supporters. While many candidates are turning to digital strategies, he is emphasizing a more traditional face-to-face approach. In the heart of the Castro District, a campaign office opening felt less like a formal political event and more like a community gathering, bringing voters and candidates into direct conversation.
And we have to build a vision of this kind of society.
For congressional candidate Shoykat Chakrabarty, this isn't just about headquarters. It's an effort to build visibility, foster accessibility, and create a consistent physical presence within the community he hopes to represent.
And, the thing about doing face-to-face campaigning is you have to be willing to take any question anytime from anybody and be able to answer everything. And that means you have to run an authentic and honest campaign. So if you're running a campaign taking a bunch of corporate money, it's hard to do this kind of campaign.
At a time when campaigns are often driven by social media strategy and digital outreach, in-person organizing like this is becoming less common, but may still play a meaningful role in voter engagement. In a politically active city like San Francisco, that personal direct connection could play a key role as the race moves forward.
But a lot of these digital spaces are controlled by corporate monopolies who have their own agenda. And we need to really have that grassroots support, that in-person organizing that really changes people's minds and creates a real sense of community that keeps people involved.
Digital age can be as advanced as it wants. Our DNA doesn't evolve that fast. It's so easy to have ideological convictions from a digital window. It's really hard to hate a person in person.
For young voters in particular, the question is whether mix-up like this can compete with the speed and reach of digital campaigning. In San Francisco, I'm Jasmine Pond for State of Events.
So Jasmine, beyond visibility, what does an opening physical campaign office like this signal about how this candidate is trying to build support?
Well, it suggests a focus on building relationships at the community level. While digital outreach can reach large audiences quickly, this approach in particular emphasizes direct interaction, something that may resonate with more voters who want to feel personally connected to a campaign.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you, Alan.
Now moving on to Congress, where they approved a bill to end the record-breaking DHS shutdown. On Thursday, the House of Representatives voted to fund the most of the Department of Homeland Security, not including its immigration enforcement operations. Now, this marks the longest government shutdown in history. The DHS has been without funds since February. The House voted by voice without roll call to pass the funding. Democrats refused to fund U.S. immigration and customs enforcement and Border Patrol without significant changes in operations. To come to an agreement, Republicans in both chambers decided to fund immigration enforcement on their own by using a budget reconciliation.
Now happening near campus, construction is slowing down for commutes for many. Our reporter Kyson Eisenberg explains how the project is impacting travel times.
That's right. Despite the already busy street constantly having traffic, this will only continue to deal with more congestion. Right outside of San Francisco State University, major construction along 19th Avenue is already slowing down your commute. And for many students, the delays are already very evident. The project, led by Caltrains, includes a series of weekend closures to repave one of the city's busiest roadways. While the goal is smoother, safer streets, the short-term impact is congestion and longer travel times.
I live down by San Mateo, so it's pretty rough in terms of traffic. It hinders my day a little bit, so I have to plan accordingly.
And it's not just the drivers feeling the effects. Students who rely on public transit say delays and reroutes are making it harder to get to campus on time.
The construction has been terrible. It's affected me miserably. My commute is already horrendous because I come all the way from Bunkard. But with this construction, now an hour commute is taking me like almost 2 hours.
This was just the first of several planned closures, so students should expect delays to continue in the coming weeks. Reporting from San Francisco State, I'm Carson Eisenberg.
Now, Carson, where can people find more updates about the construction on 19th Avenue?
They can find more information on California Department of Transportation and look for 19th Avenue paving and rehabilitation.
Thank you, Carson.
Thank you, Alan.
Now, moving to the White House, there was a correspondence dinner that turned chaotic Saturday night. After a gunman rushed a security checkpoint outside the Washington Hilton while President Donald Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and other members of the cabinet were inside the ballroom. Investigators say the suspect ran toward the event armed with a shotgun, handgun, and knives before opening fire near the entrance. Secret Service agents quickly surrounded Trump, Vance, and other officials and evacuated hundreds of guests as people ducked under tables inside the dinner. One federal agent was shot and injured before the suspect was taken into custody. Coming up after the break, student protests at San Francisco State as frustrations grow over rising costs and campus priorities.
And a major legal battle begins between Elon Musk and OpenAI's CEO.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
Third line, please.
DEPRESSION.
Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale. Bipolar? Sorting out a mental health concern is not something to attempt on your own.
Anxiety. I thought so.
Like many health conditions, help for mental illness takes professional diagnosis and treatment. And the sooner you seek treatment, the better.
Look at that. 6,000 steps and PTSD.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. Find out what to do. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
Welcome back to State of Events. Dozens of students walked out of class this Tuesday, and reporter Amanda Hernandez has the story.
Yes, there is frustration growing at San Francisco State as students come together to voice their concerns about access to a better education.
The CSU was saying they've got nothing for us, got nothing for any union. And in the next breath, gave all the executives a 10% raise and removed their salary cap.
San Francisco State students rallied together this week demanding answers to their questions about their education and proper on-campus resources. That's after they raised concerns to President Lynn Mahoney about budget cuts, raised tuition, and the $17 million contract that the CSU system signed with OpenAI. Students say the CSU's investment in the AI initiative is leading to less on-campus programs, lack of safety resources, and an overall non-supportive college experience, and they have yet to receive a concrete response from Mahoney.
This is impacting me as a student. I'm from out of state, so my tuition is already really high, and them raising it is not helping. Along with that, it's hard to go to a school where the priorities aren't right.
Our education should not be investing in war and deportation, and students struggle already. So, SF State used to be known as a commuter school, and we need to really get back to that.
I'm against the class cuts and the school is firing teachers, our programs are getting worse, and our tuition is getting higher, so I'm here to protest against that.
Here's V. Lee, one of the organizers of this week's walkout.
Obviously just us at SF State who are against this policy that is taking so much money away from our education and our faculty to go towards something that people don't necessarily want and students and faculty have no say in.
Everything that I love about State, everything that brought me here, every reason that I chose to go here can be attributed to students and students only.
President Lynn Mahoney was not present at the event and did not respond to a request for comment. The rally concluded here in the quad at San Francisco State University, and students are now waiting for their demands to be answered by President Lynn Mahoney. Reporting for State of Events, I'm Amanda Hernandez.
So Amanda, what was the environment like for students out there?
I could tell there was a lot of demand, and they were definitely looking to spark change.
Well, thank you, Amanda.
Thank you, Jordan.
Now, the legal battle between Elon Musk and OpenAI CEO Sam Altman officially began this week. In an Oakland federal courtroom, Musk, who helped found OpenAI in 2015, is seeking more than $134 billion in damages, claiming the company abandoned its original nonprofit mission after signing a massive partnership with Microsoft. OpenAI argues Musk supported the company's shift to a more for-profit model before leaving the company in 2018. Attorneys for both sides delivered opening statements Monday as protesters and media gathered outside the courthouse. The trial is expected to last several weeks and could impact how artificial intelligence companies are regulated moving forward.
A thrilling showdown in Champions League soccer had fans tremendously excited. Bayern and PSG's 5-4 spectacle leads to new hope for soccer fans. It was possibly the greatest Champions League semifinal match in history, which is leading fans to believe the excitement of total football is back in soccer. Paris Saint-Germain's 5-4 first leg victory over Bayern Munich on Tuesday turned the soccer world over its head for its high-octane scoring, setting new records as this was the first time that a Champions League semifinal game had 9 goals in the first leg. PSG manager Luis Enrique described the match by stating, I quote, "We deserve to win, but we also deserve to draw, and we would have even deserved to lose because this game was that incredible," end quote. The second leg of this thrilling tie is set to be played next Wednesday in the Allianz Arena in Munich.
Coming up after the break, NASA's Artemis II spacecraft is back on Earth, and engineers are getting ready for the next mission.
Also coming up, meet Chonkers, a giant sea lion that's been drawing crowds at Pier 39.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire. How to control the flames. What to do with hot coals. How to secure your chains.
There's no sparks.
But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Flying around the room, NASA's Artemis II spacecraft is now back on Earth. Artemis II, the spacecraft that flew 4 astronauts around the moon, is back where its record-breaking journey began. This Tuesday, NASA Artemis II capsule returned to the Kennedy Space Center almost a month after blasting off humanity's first lunar trip since 1969. Following its splashdown in the Pacific, the spaceship was trekked from San Diego to Cape Canaveral in Florida. Now that Artemis II is back, NASA engineers will begin examining the capsule in preparation for the next Artemis flight, Artemis III.
Now introducing Chonkers, the super-sized sea lion that's making a splash in San Francisco. The stellar sea lion has been drawing in crowds at Pier 39 since he first flopped onto deck a few weeks ago. Sausalito Marine Mammal Center says chonkers likely came up from north, off the coast of Washington or Oregon. They also say Pier 39 is especially attractive to chonkers because of the amount of fish San Francisco Bay offers.
Jordan, you said chonkers is pretty big. How big is he actually?
You know, from what I read, he's about 2,000 pounds. That's an estimate. So he's a pretty big boy.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's all the time we have for State of Events today. Thank you so much for joining us.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel through the QR code displayed on screen. For State of Events, I'm Alan Solero Leon.
And I'm Jordan Sistena. Have a great day.